Yo Gotti was raided because they're still trying to find the mastermind of this whole thing. They know that the beef that Yo Gotti had with Young Dolph is what led to the final moment. It's been going on for many, many years, and everybody in Memphis knows what's going on that's close to the sources. They were talking about how they didn't even want Young Dolph to shine or anything like that. And so this was all fueled by the hate, the jealousy, envy, and greed, and all of the above, man. If you guys are supporters of Young Dolph, go ahead and drop the dolphin emojis in the comment section. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, and share. And now that they have everybody from CMG like wrangled up, basically they're interviewing everyone one by one, and they're getting to the bottom of it. They're looking for anybody who's going to basically drop the information to get Yo Gotti. And this was already going on with the previous people that they already had in the Shelby County precinct last year. People like Govan Hernandez, Straight Drop, and Devin Burns, and even Big Jook. Big Jook was already like, they came up to him in his office and basically put him in cuffs because they knew that he had all the info about his brother Yo Gotti, and this is why they chose to get him back then. But they quickly released him and Govan because they already gave up the information. A lot of times it's informants that's inside the group, especially in CMG. Nobody wants to have to go down for all of this and take all the blame. They know who the main person was that wanted to take Young Dolph out. They know who the main person was that actually had the beef and the problems with Young Dolph. You got to remember, the Young Dolph beef was started mainly by one person. That was technically Yo Gotti, because he wasn't beefing with Govan. He wasn't beefing with blacyoungsta first or Moneybagg Yo. As a matter of fact, Young Dolph put Moneybagg Yo on by giving him a feature. And once Yo Gotti heard that Young Dolph was putting on a certain artist, he went quickly to go sign that person because he thought if Young Dolph liked him, then he's going to be a hit. This is why everybody out of Memphis tries to copy Young Dolph and do the same thing he does, because he had the blueprint to success to make it out that hood. And that's why he came back and was giving back so much to the community. This is what everybody should have been doing. But a lot of people say, especially the ones in Memphis, they say they never seen Yo Gotti and them come around and do any type of turkey drives or try to give back to school supplies or donate to the less fortunate, because you got to understand the greed, the envy, and the jealousy is still amongst them. And so this is the main reason why that they were doing the things they were doing, but they're receiving a lot of payback for it, because you see what happened to their shows. Yo Gotti's show got shot up, Moneybagg Yo concert gets shut down, evacuated. The promoters aren't booking them as much no more, because a lot of people realize that they're really Young Dolph fans. The only reason why they was that they actually supported Yo Gotti was to keep the Memphis tradition going. But then now when they see that Yo Gotti was actually trying to make Memphis worse and Yo Gotti was trying to make it a lot better, and so this is why everybody basically turned out to be Young Dolph fans. Like Yo Gotti and them, they're not surprising nobody, because this is how exactly that they've been acting for the longest time. And so people are just starting to see through it and realize that Young Dolph was the good guy in this situation. And so mainly at the end of the day, now the feds and MPD, they're trying to get the footage together. They're trying to get all the evidence, because now that it's stacked up against them, they're going to try to get Yo Gotti to confess and actually to basically say that he did it so he could take the plea deal. They're offering a lot of time, and they're saying that if all he does is confess to it, then that he'll probably get a lesser sentence. This is the same thing that Govan Hernandez, which is the guy who was supposed to be the muscle of the group, he was seen already doing a lot of like street work for CMG basically. And Yo Gotti, he was the driver. He actually had a whole daughter that was a rapper, and they hit her up because of the payback for sliding for Dolph, man. And a lot of people got to realize that there's so many others that have been affected by this in Memphis, across the whole South, especially like a lot of the upcoming artists who was basically caught on the fence of, are they going to support PRE or are they going to support CMG? And a lot of the street dudes seeing that the only way out is to basically go through CMG, because Dolph not around no more. This is why a lot of people miss Young Dolph. If you guys miss Young Dolph and you Young Dolph fans, put the dolphin emoji, put King of Memphis, put the crown, because that's really what this whole thing was about. Yo Gotti was jealous that Young Dolph was the King of Memphis, and he wanted to have that same title. He wanted people to call him that, but it's only enough room for one king in that whole entire area. And so this is why they try to get him out the way, so that they could come and be the number one. They didn't like the fact that he was making a lot of money and he didn't have to basically sell himself short to their whole entire like program and everything. Because when you really look at the fact that at CMG, Glorilla switched to CMG, and she used to be taking pictures with Young Dolph in the gym. She used to come to the back to school drives and get her backpack so she could go and learn. And it's crazy that she ended up switching up to CMG. This is why a lot of people got to understand that you can't trust nobody. It'd be the ones that be close to you and rooting for you one day that end up flipping and turning to the other side. This is the same reason why half of CMG, they flipping and turning and basically giving the feds the information to take down everybody else. And so that's what's going on. You got to understand that the loyalty is all thrown out the window when you're serving 100 years and you get thrown football numbers in the courtroom, and the judge, they're not going to be taking it easy on nobody, because this is a whole entire RICO case. The feds have a high success rate when it comes to solving cases like this, and they know that the whole entire country and the hip-hop community is watching, and they want to get the justice for Young Dolph. It's all laid out there right in front of everybody. They know who he was last beefing with. They know who the main ops are for Young Dolph in Memphis, and it's the usual suspects. This is the main reason why you see what happened to everybody's like brothers or cousins and things like that from CMG. You had the cookie shop people. They even had some of their people get like hit up, and so this all-out war ended up happening because of the beef that Yo Gotti kept pushing, all because his baby mama liked Young Dolph and she tried to get with him. And this is exactly what Dolph was saying for the longest time, and he couldn't respect the fact that Yo Gotti was trying to throw his artist under the bus and cut him off just to have Dolph join the team, and he didn't like that because he wouldn't do anything like that. He stands on a lot more than just getting like quick money and everything like that. And so what people got to realize is that, man, Young Dolph was really trying to help a lot of people, and this is the main difference between those who tried to like harm him and those who was trying to help him, was that the ones that was trying to help him, man, they were supporting, they were working for his whole entire like programs. Grove Hero, he actually taught Grove Hero how to come up and become a millionaire without having to rap, without having to do shows or nothing like that. He taught him how to do the food truck tours, and basically this is what Dolph was trying to do to all the other artists. He was trying to make them millionaire bosses so that they didn't have to go to somebody like Yo Gotti, because Young Dolph already seen what the options are in Memphis, and that at the end of the day, if you don't have a lot of options, you're gonna have to end up going to Yo Gotti to basically get a helping hand. And so he was trying to teach them how to be their own bosses and make the millions and find ways to do it, just like how he was finding ways to hustle and come up. And you just gotta respect that, man. Because if y'all know how Young Dolph was moving, he was moving in a type of way where he was trying to basically keep the ownership of everything. But then once Yo Gotti, Jay-Z, everybody came to him with all these different offers and everything, and Dolph still wasn't going to join that side. And so this is what got them to be even more mad and angry at him, man. They had some type of pent-up frustration about the fact that Young Dolph was going to stay true to who he was and not actually switch up like how everybody else switches up. You seen how a lot of people switched up and now they co-sign hanging out with Yo Gotti. They acting like Dolph wasn't even a thing when they was really taking pictures with Dolph first, and then now they're around Yo Gotti putting the arm around his shoulder. And the people that was close to Yo Gotti and the people that he thought was going to end up doing the whole hit and doing the setup, now they're turning against him because the feds are applying pressure to everybody, and they know who was part of it and who wasn't part of it, and they're picking him off one by one because they know that Black Youngsta, he was supposed to be the guy that was that basically joined CMG just to be for Young Dolph. And they got the video of what Black Youngsta was doing, showing up to the Thornton tombstone and everything. He went to the graveyard site and basically tried to do a diss video to Young Dolph, knowing that this whole thing is basically being watched by the feds, because this is what happened. They all told on themselves, and so now they're going after Black Youngsta. They're going after Moneybagg Yo because he's the one who had the Bentley truck for that whole time, and the Bentley truck showed up on the crime scene, and they know who was inside of it. And this is why they let Govan Hernandez go. At first, they were saying Govan was the mastermind. But what did he tell them to get released on bond when they normally don't give the mastermind of setups and hits and all that? They don't let him get bond usually. They wait until the trial is over. So what did he say to end up getting released? And that's the exact reason why a lot of people are believing that he had to have told on Gotti and his brother was about to tell on Gotti himself to basically seal the deal on the case. And either way, the investigation is going to end up solving the Young Dolph case. So you got to keep tuning back in for the breaking news updates that are about to happen.